The day's almost arrived. We here at Xbox On have been counting down the days until we can step into Master Chief's no doubt pretty sweaty Spartan suit once more, and now it's simply a matter of hours. With the full launch of Halo Infinite imminent, we thought we'd show you how this gorgeous game really pushes the Xbox hardware to its true potential by showing you some of the much anticipated campaign. Now, don't worry for those who are spoiler phobic, this is the very first mission in the game, so worry not, we're not giving away too much here. If you like what you see, be sure to like, subscribe and ring that bell for more Halo content dropping very soon indeed. Now then, let's get comparing.
We'll kick off with the Xbox One S. The campaign starts with Master Chief making his way through the Banished warship, and the only way he knows how, with lots and lots of shooting and fighting. As such, it's an exhilarating and fast-paced opener, which the Xbox One S handles very efficiently. Its dynamic resolution ranges from 1080p to 900p, meaning you can get a steady 30 frames per second inside the Jade helmet of John 117.
The One S's beefier and more powerful cousin, the Xbox One X, however, gives you a couple of options depending on your gameplay preferences. If you want to bathe in the gorgeous environments and see Zeta Halo with the eyes of Master Chief himself, you can play in quality mode, which gives you between 1800p to 4K at 30 FPS to enjoy the most stunning visuals this generation has to offer. If your preference is fluidity of motion though, you can always flick on performance mode instead. Now, this does of course give you a dynamic resolution target of 1440p, but it does give you 60 shiny frames a second, making the action as smooth as Spartan butter. Assuming they have butter, that is. Here's some uninterrupted gameplay in both modes for you to compare.
Now then, let's look at current gen, with the one's younger but more powerful siblings, starting with the sleek Series S. Now the Series S gives you the same choice as the Xbox One X does, but more consistent, higher quality you'd expect from a current gen console. Once more, there's quality mode, which gives you a reliably fixed 1080p and 30 frames per second for absolutely stellar levels of detail. The environments really shine in this mode, with gorgeous lighting which heightens the atmosphere even more, while also delivering on the smaller details like battle scratches on armor. Be prepared to see perhaps more detail on the Banished than you may have wished. Once again though, performance mode makes the action all the more crisp and slick, with 1080p resolution and 60 frames per second essentially making you glide across the battlefield with ease. You can basically feel the wind in your hair as you grapple across the world to take out a few grunts. Again, here's some uninterrupted gameplay for you to feast on.
And then we get to the big one, the 6 words and a letter that Xbox gamers have been salivating just thinking about for months and, well, even years. Halo Infinite on the Xbox Series X. Once again, you can choose what you want to prioritize here, but the vital difference is that you will no longer need to sacrifice 60 frames per second, as even in the gorgeous quality mode at dynamic 4K resolution, you'll be getting that sweet 60 FPS. Experience every slide, jump, and sadly, death in a level of detail that will blow you away. You'll be able to count the individual hairs on characters' faces, if you're into that. You'll basically be able to feel the burn of a plasma grenade in your hand. But should you possess a monitor or TV capable enough to get to 120Hz, you can flick Halo Infinite onto performance mode on your Xbox Series X and feel the thrill of 120 frames a second at between 1080p and 1440p resolution. This is the most fluid and exhilarating experience possible for Infinite, an absolute near-flawless feast for the eyes, which may make you pat your console for a job well done. Now, if you ask me, I think the best way to experience Halo Infinite's campaign is to first play it through once with quality mode, just to get as much visual fidelity as possible, and then when you go back to it to play it on Legendary or other difficulties, you definitely want to switch on the performance mode, just because it will help you play that much better. And for the final time, here is some uninterrupted gameplay on Series X for you to be wowed by. Enjoy!
And so there we have it, a lowdown of all the possible console hardware you can experience one of the most highly anticipated games of a generation upon. Whatever your preference of hardware or indeed mode, it's set to be an incredible gaming experience thanks to Halo Infinite being on Game Pass from day one. Thanks for watching.